up, everybody? Welcome back out to the garage. I am T. I am your host. The wounded Charger in the garage. The Dart back in the trailer. We got it rewired. We ran an event, a no prep race. We won. Yes, we did. And I'm really happy about that still. But it's time to move forward with some other things. Namely, I got myself a whiteboard. And this is mainly the list of projects that we have and plan to do. Need to clean this up a little bit. So let's start here at number 1. Rewire the Dart. Check. Go to BB. That was short for Base and Bash. I didn't want to let that cat out of the bag before we did that. But the Base and Bash was the no prep race that we went to. Number 3, Charger in the garage. That appears to be the case, which means the Dart is in the trailer, as we mentioned. We are almost halfway through this list here. So a few things left to do. The side-by-side maintenance. Pull the Charger drivetrain. Ready the Moho 440. I am working on some surprises. Nothing set in stone yet. But then, of course, Daryl the Duster. That engine is wounded really bad. So we want to get that one pulled and get it ready for its next whatever. I do need to squeeze the side-by-side maintenance in if I'd like to take it out and drive it. So definitely getting that sorted ASAP, but first, got a few decisions to make. You may recall from previous video that Matt's was a little bit bittersweet for the Ratty 68. She ran good until she didn't. And now, something inside is knocking and wants out. So before that happens, this 440 needs out of the car. She spent way too much time out of commission, so I'm looking for a quick way back to the street. And for me, the quickest way to do that might very well be this big block 440 motorhome motivator. To make that happen, we really need to give it a once-over to see if it's even going to be a candidate. It's going to need to be a runner without a lot of work to make this happen. So come along as we take a gander at this former RV power plant to see if it's even going to be up to the task of summertime cruising in my ratty 1968 Dodge Charger. But we're going to tear into this one. I'm going to get all the motorhome crap off of it, get the manifolds off of it, then get this drivetrain pulled. We are going to do a couple of things just to make sure we have something on our hands. I'm going to crank this engine over. I think I'm going to pull a spark plug or two and take a look at those. And we'll make sure we have something that seems like it's a good base to proceed further. We've got the emission control information here for the entire Dodge fleet, in case you were wondering. This is applicable to the 1976 model year, apparently, but I am pretty sure that was a 77 motorhome. So probably just something cast in 76. We'll get the manifolds off and check casting numbers too. First things first, get a socket on this crank bolt and turn it over. We've got good rotation. I'm sure I've gone around a time and a half or two now. I should have paid attention to that, right? So we do have good solid rotation of the engine. Sounded like it was building up good compression. Obviously I don't turn it over very fast. Right now I'm going to pop the exhaust manifolds off. Probably shouldn't tighten those though. So this had a couple of heat shields in there to protect the spark plug boots and wires. Those coming off are what I'm doing. And the dipstick tube also supported. Just wanted to check the oil too. It does have oil in it. Doesn't look horrible. It's not perfect. Definitely a change candidate right there. But we have oil. This is a two-hand gig. Trying to get these dipsticks back in, so I'll see you in a sec. Driver's side manifold off. Taking a peek inside those ports toward the valves. Interesting, the color differential between the outside cylinders, or the front and the back, and the two in the middle. And I guess we had a few things trying to make a home here. They look like they vacated the premises and life a while ago. See if we can take a look at the casting number. I think we are going to go ahead and replace freeze plugs here as well while we're in it. Well, onto the passenger side manifold. The passenger side did have 3 of these sleeve nuts on it. I hang on to these whenever I can just in case. The HP manifolds that were originally on the 383 in this Charger used these as well. Pretty sure I have those, but I like to hang on to these just in case. Although I do believe they are available. I'm definitely going to try and clean all that crap off. The casting number again, and then a casting date. Looks like this block was cast February 6, 1976. These valves look a little bit more uniform compared to the other side. Let's pull some spark plugs. Take a little time and try and peek into the spark plug hole. The one I can see, there's definitely some carbon, some buildup on cylinder 3 and cylinder 5 here. The valves showing similar. Cylinders 3 and 5 looking similar to the valves in that there's some buildup, maybe a little oil fouling. Everything else looks decent, so there is some uniformity, at least in that regard. 3 and 5 will be the ones that concern to this point. I definitely want to do a compression test. But I kind of think that this had a tune-up somewhat more recently in its life. Doesn't look bad. So those might go in the spare parts box. Maybe even try to run it on that first. No doubt it's not perfect, but I think at this point I've seen enough to proceed a little further. And to me that means get it to the point where I can crank it over with a starter. Got a compression test in mind first. Hopefully followed by throwing a carb on it and attempting to start it. So I'll stick around. Thanks to the compressor for kicking on at the right time. And coming up on my next video, I've been invited to participate in quite the exciting collaboration with a few fellow YouTube channels. Not going to say a whole lot right now, but by the time my next video comes out, you will be aware. So like, subscribe, and share, my friends. I appreciate it. Let's get the Charger back to doing Charger things.